Consider this. Of all the places on the face of the earth, why would the international leader in gaming and corporate chairs center their global headquarters in a place best known for fishing, skiing, rock and roll, and fast cars?
Because of exactly that. This is where it's at.
Our chairs are more than a place to sit. In a DX Racer chair, you're sitting in the power seat. You're sitting in art.
And here, Michigan is the only place that we can find the talent necessary to make it all happen. Designers, stylists, engineers, the bold dreamers and passionate creatives that run generations deep. Manufacturing here is an art, not a process. These artisans help us bring our ideas and products into existence. Builders, assemblers, please. They breathe life into every weld, beauty into every stitch. They give it a soul, an intoxicating beauty that you can feel and see. And that's why we're here, to tap that rich resource, just like the big three automakers and top manufacturers who are our neighbors. From top colleges to design and engineering schools, we engage the best minds to bring our products to customers around the world. From the game room to the boardroom, so many gamers have become successful in business using the same strategic thinking that you learned the first day you plugged in your first console. Gaming isn't a game, it's a tool. It's problem solving, it's creativity in overdrive. DX Racer, enjoyed at every age, at every stage of our professions, of our games, of our lives. We know how the game is played. We play it every day, in style, with attitude and intensity. That's why we're here. That's our mission. DX Racer, how you play the game.
Consider this. Of all the places on the face of the earth, why would the international leader in gaming and corporate chairs center their global headquarters in a place best known for fishing, skiing, rock and roll, and fast cars?
Because of exactly that. This is where it's at.
Our chairs are more than a place to sit. In a DX Racer chair, you're sitting in the power seat. You're sitting in art.
And here, Michigan is the only place that we can find the talent necessary to make it all happen. Designers, stylists, engineers, the bold dreamers and passionate creatives that run generations deep. Manufacturing here is an art, not a process. These artisans help us bring our ideas and products into existence. Builders, assemblers, please. They breathe life into every weld, beauty into every stitch. They give it a soul, an intoxicating beauty that you can feel and see. And that's why we're here, to tap that rich resource, just like the big three automakers and top manufacturers who are our neighbors. From top colleges to design and engineering schools, we engage the best minds to bring our products to customers around the world. From the game room to the boardroom, so many gamers have become successful in business using the same strategic thinking that you learned the first day you plugged in your first console. Gaming isn't a game, it's a tool. It's problem solving, it's creativity in overdrive. DX Racer, enjoyed at every age,
at every stage of our professions, of our games, of our lives.
We know how the game is played. We play it every day, in style, with attitude and intensity. That's why we're here. That's our mission. DX Racer, how you play the game.
OGN 라이브닷컴 LCK, 에이펙스 원하는 리그 전용관으로 바로 입장. 라이브 시청 알림 예약, VOD 다시 보기, 스페셜 클립, 티켓 예매까지 한 번에 바로 가기. 이제 실사 같은 초고화질로 실시간 시청하실 수 있습니다. 실시간 초고화질로
바로 눈앞에 더욱 가깝게.
OGN e스포츠를 즐기세요. OGN 라이브닷컴
Overwatch Apex Season 2, energized by Hot 6. Today's matchup, LW Blue, Meta Athena.
Welcome to Overwatch Apex Season 2, the third place match, or as I like to call it, the alternate reality grand finals. That's right, I'm Doe, with me is Monte Cristo as always, and today we get a best of 5 between Meta Athena. LW Blue should be awesome.
Yeah, it should be really good, especially because both of these teams played narrow series against their semifinal opponents. Both best of 5s went to all 5 games, so either of these teams could have easily been in the finals instead, which makes our final 4 in this tournament just incredibly compelling.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm calling it alternate reality grand finals for a good reason. This really could have been a finals, and it's going to be a grand finals quality match for sure. One thing, though, that we have to mention right off the bat that might impact things a bit is that Janice of LW Blue unfortunately couldn't play today. He had a collapsed lung, so best wishes, buddy. Hope you feel better soon. They've got Rorin, who is their sub-tank. Not the same Roar from League of Legends, in case any of you are curious. Different Roar, but we'll see how he does today. We have not seen him yet, so he's got a lot to prove, I guess.
Yeah, and that means it probably is going to be an uphill battle. It's really interesting, sometimes collapsed lungs sort of spontaneously happen to, like, skinny guys. I mean, we saw that in League of Legends, too, with High sort of had a spontaneously collapsed lung at one point in time
they've been
on Cloud9.
Pretty frequent, like at least 1 or 2 a year, it seems like, for a while. But I mean,
I've known actually several people who that's happened to, weirdly enough. But unfortunate. Janice will be fine in the long run, no doubt. But for today, they are going to have to play with a substitute main tank. And considering that Janice has been a very consistent player for them, that's probably going to be a big uphill battle and should give Meta Athena probably a substantial advantage, especially because I think Changshik was one of their better players in the semifinal match.
Yeah, Changshik has been looking good on Reinhardt for a long time. He added on a lot more Winston in their last match, and although it didn't give them the win, I thought his aggression was starting to work out a lot better. He was able to also do a good job of protecting the supports in a lot of cases. So he's kind of becoming this tank that has 2 specialties. Yeah, it's fun to see.
Yeah, I'm excited to see if Meta Athena, of course, is going to bring more of their crazy strats today as well.
I'm sure they will.
We'll see how much Janice not being on the team will affect LW Blue's teamwork. LW Blue coming in after nearly winning that match, but still, they had some issues. The nano boost problems have not really been solved that they started having in the quarterfinals, weirdly enough, which is, again, still strange because Luna, for most of the season and most of his career as an Overwatch player since switching over from League of Legends, has been a very solid Ana player. So whether that's a communication issue or a Luna issue, we still don't know, but that's been a bit of a downer for LW.
It's definitely been one of their most glaring issues in the postseason. I think another thing that's kind of crept up to cause problems for them too is they've kind of overcommitted to ult usage in a lot of fights, especially in that match against Runaway, where they would use a self-destruct that they didn't need to use or use a sound barrier that they didn't need. And so today, if we want to ask, well, what does LW Blue really need to do? What are the 2 big things they need to do to patch up their play? One is, more efficient ult usage. The other is going to be Luna just needs to have better nano boosts.
Yeah. Now, the other side, we have Meko, who's going to be doing better in a Diva meta, so that's going to be a big positive for them. And Sebilby, who has been the MVP of this team in the playoffs so far. Amazing games on Roadhog. And LW Blue as a team has really switched a lot of their play style. They started the season running a lot more dive compositions with the Zenyatta, but now they, especially in their semifinal match, they played more McCree and Roadhog. So they've taken a different approach to more pick style compositions, more preventing the dive. But that's not really what's going to be useful, I think, as a strategy against Meta Athena. So I want to see them go back to the Genji Tracer play.
Yeah, well, we will see LW Blue versus Meta Athena, our 3rd place match for today. It will be a best of 5 as usual. Same format that you know and love from the regular season and the postseason. No changes today with that. And we'll see who ends up with the bronze medal.
Yeah, will be, of course, a best of 7 next week.
That's right.
In 8 days for the grand final. And it'll be exciting, of course, to see how that plays out. Our only best of 7 of the season, and against 2 teams that, again, in their match in the playoffs, went to the whole 5 games.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to get a 6 or 7 game series probably out of that one.
I mean, if you go back and watch those semifinal matches, and if you haven't seen them yet, you really should. Both of those teams, both LW Blue and Meta Athena were so close to winning that match that it really is only by the narrowest of margins that they ended up here in the 3rd place match. Especially that Eichenwald game for LW Blue versus Runaway, too. I mean, they pushed it it was something like 0.8 meters. It was extremely close to finishing on Eichenwald, and they couldn't quite get it there. And then Runaway comes and finishes a map. It must have
with
been a
that
heartbreaker
spectacular earth shatter,
Yeah.
too. I mean, it ended in the most epic possible way.
Absolutely.
So very close. But Meta Athena, looking at them, we still see the crazy strats. Of course, the Sombra drop came out on Dorado, as did their cool May boosts. So they'll probably still have a few tricks up their sleeve to use today. And they should be confident. Their tank line should be the stronger one heading into this particular game. They did make some alterations in their last game. They weren't playing anywhere near as much Zarya as they have in the past, playing around Hoon's strength in that way.
That's right.
But they struggled against Dive, and we thought they might going into that series because Lunatic High was a team unlike anyone else they had played at a high level in terms of style. You could argue BK Stars in the group stage, but they're not at the same level of play as some of the teams like Envy or the ones that they faced in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And that's where LW Blue, I think, really needs to go back if they're going to take that win today, is to go back to the dive composition because Meta Athena really struggled to protect their backline. Really struggled.
They did, and that was the greatest problem, is that if you're spending all of your time trying to fight off this dive, you can never go for those really creative strategies that they're known for and that they've really used to get as far as they did. So I agree completely. If you're LW Blue, you say, all right, we're one of the other best dive teams in Korea. We know that works well against Meta Athena. I think that's the direction you go.
Yeah, I think if LW Blue tries to play the Roadhog McCree today, they will lose.
I agree.
It's going to give too many opportunities, I think, for Hoon to play that very aggressive tank style that he loves to play. And also, I mean, Meta Athena will just match with their own Roadhog and McCree, and I think they're just better at those two heroes.
Yeah.
Sabielby notwithstanding, but as a unit. Yeah.
Sure. If you look at Flowers specifically, he put on some really incredible individual performances in their match against Runaway, too. He had a great McCree performance on King's Row, among some other maps, and his Genji play, especially on a map like Eichenwald at the end. He kind of single-handedly kept the payload going and almost got them to the end by himself. So certainly a big threat for Meta Athena to deal with. But I agree that if you let Meta Athena have that space, they can play those mind games, and then they will just essentially out-strategize you.
Yes, agreed. They're not on the same level mechanically as the DPS players from LW, but when it comes to that teamwork, when it comes to the strategies, and when it comes to playing as a unit around those heroes, I think that's where Meta Athena has that advantage.
정말 열심히 했습니다.
아니 정말.
네, 최선을 다해서 준비해서 열심히 했고, 하지만 너무 아플 거예요. 너무 아파서 감히 함부로 말할 수 없을 정도 너무 아픈 상황인데.
결승 실패에 대해서는 지긴 했지만 많이 호가분한 기분이 들어요.
최선을 다해서 했던 경기여서 그렇게 후회는 안 돼요. 실수한 것들 그런 게 약간 좀 영혼이 남아요.
쟁탈 전장에서의 100% 승률 거기에 금을 날려서 러더웨이가 첫 번째 세트 가져갑니다.
8강이랑 4강이랑 패치가 달라서 메타가 바뀌었거든요. 그걸 제대로 준비 못해서 쟁탈을 진 게 결국 이렇게까지 스노우볼이 굴러가지 않았나.
크리스 선수가 조지명식 했잖아요. 제가 그날 잠 자지 말고 같이 왔어야 했는데
뒤에 첫 번째.
다음 조지명식이요? 창식 선수 저희 보낼 생각입니다.
메타 아테나는 굉장히 창의적이고 시즌 1 때 저희를 보는 듯한 그런 느낌입니다.
LW 경기는 솔직히 아이엠발대에서 라인하는 야누스 선수가 죽고 카이저 선수의 돼지 분쇄 때 게임이 터졌잖아요. 그 장면을 볼 때마다 아직 팀원끼리 합이 뭔가 급한 순간에 맞는 그런 게 모습이 안 보여서 예전만큼의 그런 압박감은 전혀 안 느껴져요.
저희가 그냥 피지컬로 찍어 눌러서 멘탈 한번 부셔보도록 하겠습니다.
갬블러 선수가 루시우나 메르시나 제가 보기엔 둘 다 좀 이제 많이 폼이 죽은 것 같거든요.
루시우는 시프트 누르고 막 뒤에서 WASD 눌러 막 그런 루시오는 아니에요. 제가 그때 아니에요. 루시오도 나가서 싸울 줄 알아야 돼요. 그때 제가 말실수를 한 것 같습니다.
드디어 깨닫다니. 갬블러야, 열심히 하자. LW전은 많이 가벼운 마음으로 제 자신은 그렇게 임할 것 같아요.
부담이 덜 되긴 하는데 결승 못지않게 준비를 해서 깔끔하게 이겨요.
이제 많이 달려온 만큼 이번 경기 끝나면 팀원들이랑 좀 쉬고 많이 이제 다시 재정비해서 다음 시즌에는 더 좋은 모습으로 뵙는 걸 생각하고 있습니다.
최선을 다해서 메달이 없는 것보단 있는 게 낫잖아요. 동메달 꼭 따도록 하겠습니다.
LW Blue. Tank.
안 된다 싶으면 40인데 와 빙벽으로 막기. 자, 4인중 하나 맞죠.
Meko. DPS.
자, 메르시
류지호 선수.
네, 메르시가 계속 타겟팅이 들고 있어요.
굉장히 위험해요,
자,
지금.
일단 방벽 안에서
Flower.
약한 앞라인 다 죽었어요. 와, 긴장을 안 그. 이거 보세요. 이거 또 당겨. 급하니까 다니가
Sebyeolbi. Support.
잡아낸 거고요. 73번. 대장 선수랑 이거 체력이 없어. 영우야. 영우야.
Gambler.
숨어 있다가 아까 보세요?
네. 자, 요거 했죠?
만호 선수 체력도 없었고 대지문세를 찍었. 하지만 이번 잡으러 가는 것 같은데요?
Luna. LW Blue.
All right, well, as we saw in the video, a little bit less pressure maybe on both of these teams now that it is the third place match, but still playing hard. And from what they've said, you know, both of these teams have a good idea of what it's going to take to beat their opponents. LW Blue on your screen right now, we talked about them needing to bring back the dive, needing to bring back the aggression, not let Meta Athena dictate the pace of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And part of that, too, is going to be with Meko, who switched from being primarily a Zarya player to after the Graviton Surge, the defensive matrix changes, switching over to Diva, and he played it 97% of the time in their match versus Runaway. So pretty much exclusively back to playing that Diva, which has suited him more as a player historically. So
I was going to say,
bit of an advantage for him.
He's
sure.
probably happy, yeah. I think he's pretty happy with the situation now, being able to go back to the Anna. Kind of has been his bread and butter in the past, so kind of return to form for him. And you know, one of the big surprises late season has been Sebyeolbi and his really great Roadhog play, too.
He's hard carried on some maps. That's
yeah.
what they're talking about. Why he was really the player to watch right now. As great as Flower is, his injury to his wrist has slowed his practice down some. It has slowed him down in general, but Sebyeolbi has done a great job of stepping up and filling that void with some wonderful hooks and mostly Roadhog play throughout the playoffs.
Yeah, they still had a lot of great Genji Tracer DPS duo play in the last match too, which I think against Meta Athena is almost certainly something you're going to want to utilize. Yep. And Flower still up to snuff on the Genji from what we've seen so far, but on the other side of the arena, Meta Athena, their opponents, one of the most fun teams we've had a chance to watch all season. Let's get to know
Meta Athena. Tank. Boom. Alpha. DPS.
아사야 플레이어 안 될 때는
Saya player.
이겨 터치요.
하지만 체력
Libero. Support.
루시오가 붙어있어. 이것이 루시오다. 루시오. 연계. 맞잖아. 아니 오고 있어. 아니 오고 없어.
Chris.
정확하게 총을 쏘고 수면 장착을 맞추고 있어요. 이렇게 대지부세 찍었죠 지금.
Nuss. Meta Athena.
Well, Meta Athena, as I said before the intro, easily, in my opinion, the most fun to watch team all season long. Really crazy strategies, really great play in general. One big change, though, today. They're not using Changsik. They're going to use Alpha. A player that we've seen a couple times here and there this season. Mostly a Reinhardt main, a little bit of Winston in there. Curious to see how they're going to utilize him today.
I mean, he did do well earlier in the season, but
yeah.
I am surprised because of Chongshik's performance in that last semifinal match. I thought was quite good. So
I think they're just trying to give Alpha one last match, it seems like.
Fair enough. They're evening the field, though. They're like, okay, LW Blue, you don't have Jonas, so we're going to change our main tank player too.
That's very kind of them. But like you said, Alpha was a great Reinhardt, so he's already known to be able to perform in the booth. We still don't know about Roar on LW Blue. He's kind of an unknown quantity at this point.
Yeah, so. as we look at Meta Athena, it does seem again that a lot of these changes have messed with them, especially the D.Va one that has lessened Hoon's ability to take over games by just using Graviton off of Nano Boost all the time.
We saw, Hoon switch a lot to that D.Va, 54% that last match, and he did not look great on that pick too. So
he was okay, but I think Libero is the better D.Va player on the team. And
the problem is then, though, is that you need Libero to play all these other picks. I feel like he's wasted on the D.Va.
I mean, I don't think so. I think they've run triple tank just fine in the past with Reinhardt and Zarya and D.Va together. So I think you can run it. I just don't think it's Hoon's specialty. And he will need to step up on that pick if they do go for it. But I agree with the swapping for Hoon, especially in the control map. If we started out last time, the first point, they really looked confused about which one of them to run, and they basically just consistently fell behind in the ult economy because of those swaps and lost the control map pretty easily as a result.
Well, speaking of the control map, we'll get to see which one we'll be starting off with today. Out of our choice of 4, randomly chosen by OGN, it's going to be Oasis for the first map in our alternate reality grand finals here.
And this map pool is really good for LW Blue. Oasis, they have been the best team on Oasis in this tournament. We go back and think about their Lunatic High group stage map, which was the only map they won in that best of 5. But Flower just went crazy on the Pharah. So I think this is really heavily in favor of LW Blue. And as we go down the pool, a lot of the maps that Meta Athena has been dominant on, Hanamura, Dorado, they're not in the pool today. So that makes it pretty, I think, difficult for Meta Athena. They're going to have to overcome LW Blue on maps that they haven't been the strongest at.
Here we go. Either way, we're in for an exciting best of 5 starting off with a best of 3 on Oasis for a control map. Time to get in the game and see who gets off to a good start towards that 3rd place medal. Let's get in the game and find out. Welcome to Oasis. It's the Garden. You'd think they should have a point on Oasis called Wonderwall, right?
Is that right?
I don't know. Maybe that's not a good idea.
They could just call it Wall or something like that. It'd be enough.
That's right. I play support, so I have people tell me, maybe you're going to be the one that saves me all the time. I'm pretty familiar with that.
Unfortunately, you always disappoint.
No. I kill everyone else on the enemy team, and they don't even need saving anymore after that.
There you go. Well, LW Blue, Flower will be playing the Pharah to nobody's surprise yet again, and Meta Athena. Sticking with the Genji, we do see a lot of Pharah and Genji on these more vertical points, i.e. the ones that are not University. There's a lot of punch kits today, the side of Meta Athena.
It's been the spray of choice in Korean Overwatch lately. It's we've moved away a bit from the "You Are Not Prepared" to punch kit. It's true. Wow, Luna going down almost immediately. Losing that Lucio early does not do LW Blue any favors.
Yeah, Alpha kind of rushed in there and took a lot of that damage too, so a bit of questionable play both sides. And
welcome back, Alpha. Flower chasing off the D.Va. Be gone, Hoon. taking the high ground. We'll see if LW Blue can control it.
Nobody actually taking over the point just yet.
Mako
looks
popped
like
out the suit.
he's going to go down eventually. So Chris actually taking the fall there.
Sabiel will be really making it tough for the supports on Meta Athena. There goes the other one, and LW Blue, whoa, you got stuck.
Whoa.
You got stuck, buddy. Libero gets a couple kills, but he's low health. Sabiel will be trying to finish him off. Ooh, gets back just in time. And it looks like Meta Athena going to be the ones to claim the point first.
Wow, a bit bloody there, but the pick onto Flower absolutely crucial as he gets too close to the ground. And gets picked up there with that pulse bomb, so
sure enough.
Not able to really capitalize on a lot of those kills that Flower had, but they will, of course, be moving back in here. Sabiel with the only ultimate up right now. Can he manage to land it?
Alpha in trouble. Oh, gets ulted. Flower using that without a lot of other targets. He really wanted to kill Alpha bad, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. They're coming up on a huge number of ultimates, though, so Sabiel still holding on to that. Libero is nano boosted, but he only gets one.
He got Roar with the nano blade, but yeah, that's about it. Trying to stay alive via the reflect, not going to work out. And now LW Blue with the people edge on the point right now. Self-destruct forcing them to run to cover for the moment. Flower back in again on the Pharah.
All right, Pharah swap here for Libero, so they figured out that's what they want to do. Try and do battle Pharah to Pharah right now after the Dragon Blade, for the most part, fails. But time is ticking down here in favor of Meta Athena.
Fair be fair, rocket mid-air battle. It's been hard to kill Flower so far, and he's dodging the rocket so far. Ooh, that pulse bomb did not stick. Avoided it that time. Meanwhile, Mako finds a kill onto Chris. In fact, he got both supports on Meta Athena. And Meta Athena's going to have a hard time making any progress on the point, or holding it now. We'll see.
Actually going to use the self-destruct right there, and
that was a bit odd.
Alpha picks him off after he pops out of the mech. So not the best use of the self-destruct.
I am really surprised after both supports went down on Meta Athena's side that LW Blue couldn't put together a push on this point. Meta Athena threatening to just take it 100-0 right now.
Yeah, unfortunately there hasn't been a whole lot to say this match because Meta Athena has been so dominant, but Sabiel has a chance to take out one of the supports right here with the pulse bomb.
We'll see. He's got to watch out. Recall comes in. And Nuss does go down. Roar helping him out a little bit, but then Sabiel taking out very quick himself. Libero still trying to win that Pharah duel.
And he will.
And Flower does go down eventually. He was hard to kill, but he can't really take the point. So he wasn't a big threat to Meta Athena, it seemed like. Overtime ticking. Libero got to get back to the point. Right now, that's it. Meta Athena going to take Gardens 100-0.
Yeah, didn't actually fall onto the ground fast enough there to contest. That's
even if he had.
I mean, it was still pretty sloppy from LW Blue because the D.Va managed to get away and could have tried to make it back to the point right there. Awkward situation, but pretty easy win overall for Meta Athena. Stuck out with their composition. And really just made that Pharah work outside of that initial stick that we managed to see come in from Meta Athena, Saya player. They made it look easy, but that's what we expect. I mean, Meta Athena has been totally dominant on Oasis.
Yeah. They are 2-0 this season, I believe.
We are going to University now, and this is the map that really does favor Reinhardt and Zarya, and that's what LW Blue is going to select. Meta Athena going for a Pharah composition. We haven't seen a lot of Pharah success on University overall because there's not as much vertical space, and she is really vulnerable to heroes like McCree, but that's not what LW Blue is going to be running because there's not a long range, so you don't get that same fall-off damage.
Gets the kill onto Luna. Good start for Libero right off the bat.
They need to switch, so.
And has a hard time defending if she's being bounced around by the Rockets. Very low right now. He finally does go down as the point unlocks. Echo just trying to hold the point as best he can, forcing away Alpha a little bit. I've watched so much Power Rangers lately that whenever I hear Alpha, I think of that like annoying robot.
I blame Twitch.
Yeah, I do too. That was great though, please. Anytime. Sabiel got that pulse bomb loaded up again as LW Blue threatens to take the point early here. Looks like they might be able to. Ooh, Nuss, very vulnerable. Trying to get away here.
He's not actually finishing off any of these kills.
Yeah,
which is
he needs more help.
Part of the problem. So Saya player looks like he's doing great, but without actually getting the kills, that turns into a more difficult scenario, but now Alpha coming through with that Primal Rage, gets one knockoff while Libero cleans up the tank line.
Yeah, so LW Blue took the point initially, but then Meta Athena getting it right back again, and they've already got more control percent built up.
LW Blue will be coming in with that ultimate advantage. Interesting to see Flower, of course, on the Zarya, but as we said, Meko has basically swapped to becoming a Diva-only player from the semifinals until now.
Yeah.
But that doesn't leave a lot of room, and still not having the easiest time in the world dealing with the Pharah from on high.
LW Blue just trying to bull rush their way onto the point, but they're getting stopped pretty cold by Hoon. And the rest of Meta Athena, Flower now going to come around the side. We'll see if he can maybe find a good Graviton Surge. Saya player looking for some kills with the Deadeye. Is it going to get absorbed though? Yeah, that shot did not do much. Libero finally getting a chance to get to the back lines for some kills maybe. Trying to hunt down those supports. He's done an okay job of it early on, but has kind of struggled on this point since then. And that Diva really does make life tough for Pharah.
I mean, LW Blue needs to do something with this whole handful of ultimates that they've got right now.
That's the idea.
4 up, and they couldn't really convert off of a Graviton. Flower going to be picking that one up again soon, but the battle just keeps raging, and the percent keep ticking up for Meta Athena.
Yeah. Well, finally Libero gets chased down by Meko, who ends the Pharah threat there. I want to say, after watching Alpha, he's doing a very good job of keeping the supports on Meta Athena safe for the most part.
Yeah, he is. He's had a good match so far. We'll see how he does.
He's dead now, but
on some of the other map types. And Saya player just keeping this in play right now for Meta Athena. Finally.
Good job. Yeah, Hoon's back on there. Can survive a little bit longer with the Diva. And while this is happening, Meta Athena up to about 90 control percent. So finally LW Blue reclaims the point, but they really milked all the control percent out of it they could.
Not only that, LW Blue, we criticized them for their ult management coming into this game, but look at that. They have 6 up. They didn't use any. So they were patient, knowing that if they had a whole bank of ultimates, they were going to take the point eventually. But if they saved everything, there was a chance to fight back from the high percentage of Meta Athena.
Well, they got to be efficient now with this ult usage, right?
Yes.
As LW Blue starts this fight. There's the sound barrier. Flower coming in, gets the nano boost. Ooh, that Graviton Surge, I believe, got absorbed.
It definitely did,
That's
Toa.
a nice stick on the Nuss. LW Blue winning the fight despite that. Maybe he'll be hunting down both supports, though. And Meta Athena has to back away. So despite absorbing the Graviton Surge, courtesy of Hoon, they're not able to take the point.
Meta Athena, too, maybe didn't want to use quite so many ults on that approach. Meta Athena will switch over to the Roadhog now. They want to get one of those picks off. Libero making the swap over. So, still though, you'll be happy if you're Meta Athena. You have time, and you got 4 of their ults out. So it's all about resetting that economy, and you were successful.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, Alpha got knocked down right after he got the nano boost. Not going to get a lot done with that. Roar, meanwhile, holding strong. There's a pin onto Alpha again. Self-destruct comes in, but no kills for that. Sound barrier not doing a lot either as LW Blue holding the point for the moment. Sabielby immediately gets a pulse bomb and sticks it on the Libero for a kill on that Roadhog, and that's basically a team kill. In fact, it is. And LW Blue may just have a chance here to equalize on Oasis.
Absolutely, and Meta Athena making that mistake where you overcommit to using ultimates when you're already up at a high percentage, instead of just trying to draw them out of your opponent and just reset the economy in your favor.
It was a great Earth Shatter by Roar as well to counteract the nano boost onto Alpha. Graviton Surge for LW Blue coming in.
Huge!
Now. Meta Athena gets caught completely.
And that's why Zarya's great on University, Doha. Right there, when you have those Gravitons and you have those Earth Shatters in the choke, it is so much more powerful. That's why I was a much bigger fan of LW Blue's composition coming out. Sure, they lost some of those initial percentages, but that patience that they had paid off. Worked their way back up to 6 ultimates, used them pretty efficiently to just pull yourself, drag yourself all the way back into that game. And once you start to have the CC ult advantage on University and you play around that choke well, as we saw in their 2 fights that they closed it out, it makes a world of difference. So, nicely done. I mean, we saw the swaps later in the game, but it wasn't enough time to get those ultimates back up for Meta Athena. And surprisingly, I think we're going to be going to a final point. I mean, I expected LW Blue to win this, but after the first point and most of the second, really looked like we were heading towards a Meta Athena 2-0, but LW Blue's patience pays off.
Yeah, finally getting it together a little bit. Looked a little bit rusty in the first point. See how the third point ends up as everybody tries to take the high ground early. Flower, as you can see, on that Genji now.
interesting to me that it's Meta Athena playing the Pharah here and Flower over on the Genji, like you say.
Yeah, well, we'll see how we can handle the Pharah, because we've seen Genjis be very good about handling the Pharah on this map. Roar takes out Alpha in a battle of the not too often seen tanks, I guess you could say. We know who's Winston reigns supreme now. LW Blue with a little bit of an edge coming into this early fight. Sabiel be just popping Hoon out of his suit.
Picks up the kill in the end, too. They haven't had a good answer to the Pharah. Up in the air, though.
Yeah, well, LW Blue
there we go. Okay.
Winning this fight pretty convincingly.
Libero actually getting picked off by the boop on the low ground. A lot of great Genjis that we've seen will use that center pavilion to attack the Pharah in the center of the map by double jumping up off of it.
Yeah. Well, Sabiel B, we'll see what he switches to, because he's on the Tracer right now. But I keep wondering. I mean, the Tracer's working great, but I keep wondering when we're going to see the Roadhog come out.
I mean, Tracer, I think, is just super good on this point because you have so many corridors and space to move in with your dashes that it's very easy for you to disrupt the back line and to mess with the supports. So
I agree. Also, just get a lot of free damage onto tanks, build up that Pulse Bomb. They will be, speaking of Pulse Bombs, looking for a place to stick it. Gets the sound barrier. Coming in now. They've already chased Meta Athena mostly away from the point. The team's really scattered right now. Yeah, Alpha off on his own. Hoon on his own now. Meta Athena playing a little bit of solo queue here on point 3.
Yeah, you can see that even though the sound barrier was just a little bit late, Luna did manage to fall before that. It doesn't really matter because they're able just to keep building up that percent. And now here comes the Nano Blade.
Yep, sound barrier immediately for Meta Athena in response.
Nice.
Whoa! The flying ninja Flower getting roasted by the barrage. Didn't get anything done out of those two ultimates. Meta Athena maybe with a chance to come back and take the point here.
Reactive sound barrier and barrage does shut down those two ultimates from LW Blue, but it doesn't really matter if the percentage is still ticking. Right now you can see that we do have Roar here, just using that Primal Rage to buy as much time as possible, trying to draw this into a 90+% range before they actually switch it back over. And Meta Athena, you know, they're not coming in like we saw LW Blue to a 90+% game where they're going to have a big ult economy advantage. And
we're into OT already as Meta Athena takes a point. They finally flip it over to get some control percent building.
Yeah, this is the really tough situation because Libero is going to switch to the Soldier 76 and try and just rain death from the high ground, but LW Blue is going to match them when it comes to ultimates in a lot of these cases as they start charging. Libero actually going to move over to the Genji, so
yeah.
Mirror compositions coming through for these teams, and you know, over time, gotta think that
Sabiel B really got the drop on the Saya player there. Lost track of him as he runs away. There we go. Meanwhile, oh, that did not hit.
This is the
stick onto Nuss there. Yeah. Sound barrier again for Meta Athena. Trying to keep people up. Who does get the kill into Luna? Good start. Getting that Ana out of the way really makes it hard for LW Blue to stick in this. They've lost Flower as well. Some ults available. Libero, meanwhile, with that nano boost, dealing quite a bit of damage. And yeah, they're just going to leave Mako alive for the moment. Delay that spawn even more, buy more time for Meta Athena.
Yeah, force him to jump off the map there.
Oh, nope, it's gonna be a Oh, how graphic.
Wow, that's a way to die.
Well, that is how it is when you try to cross the street in Seoul, I suppose. So that's pretty lore appropriate there for Diva.
She's used to it.
Yeah.
Definitely used to it.
It was probably a taxi. It's true.
Right.
Meta Athena still holding on to this one for now. They've nearly equalized the control percent.
I mean, it's okay, though, because LW Blue has a couple more pushes left, and they haven't been committing to those ultimates. Gambler going to go down very quickly. Meta Athena not being forced out are those ultimates, so still a little bit problematic for them.
Well, Flowers died pretty early in a lot of these fights as well. Meta Athena just kind of getting the opportunity to fight LW Blue one person at a time here.
Meko going to back off. Looks like he did actually...
He got desuited.
Yeah, he got desuited.
Not great.
And he did use the self-destruct somehow, so slight waste there. It's going to force Roar just to contest here at 99 by going in with the Primal Rage.
Yeah, here we are, man. 99
Flowers got to get a good Nano Blade off here.
Here we go, and he finds a great opportunity. Nuss and Gambler both very vulnerable here. Nuss and Chris, rather, and he gets both supports. LW Blue have the kills they need to try to win this fight. Luna does go down, though, so Meta Athena striking back here. They lost Libero, though, so LW Blue is certainly in control man-wise, or manpower-wise in this fight.
I mean, both sets of supports died on each team, so hugely problematic after a promising start. LW Blue starting to come apart right here. Hoon still has the self-destruct, going to pop it.
This has been a brawl, but Meta Athena's fought their way back into it. Hoon back in the Diva suit again, and now Mako out of the suit. It gives time for LW Blue to get back, though, and Saya Player, the recipient of the Nano Boost. A little bit of an interesting Nano Boost there, but he does get the kill onto Luna, which certainly helps. Oh, wow, I thought he had that stick. That was really close onto Roar.
Yeah, very close indeed.
Landed, though.
But Meta Athena, they switched Libero back to the Soldier, knowing that they just needed some higher DPS instead of having that Genji, because there wasn't enough time to actually rebuild the ultimate with a double OT situation.
Well, that was
a good start.
It was about as close as you could get, but in the end, Meta Athena does win it 2-1.
Yeah, it's a really good switch, though, because having that Soldier gives you that extra healing to stay on the point. It gives you some better range, and it gives you a higher damage per second compared to the Genji Shurikens. So it's just more valuable in those last-second clutch situations where you're not sure if you're going to be able to build all the way back up to another ult, and indeed you're likely not to. Right. And Libero's made a name for himself by doing that. He's been very smart about reading the enemy compositions and reading the situations and making those hero swaps to be the most efficient he can.
LW Blue, some blue faces in the booth right now, not because they're suffocating, but because they look sad.
Well,
I should specify what kind of...
Janice was suffocating. That was the problem.
I guess a little bit, yeah. That is true. Oh, poor Janice.
But he'll be better.
He'll be fine, don't worry.
He'll be better.
From what we've heard.
So that's a big win, though, for Meta Athena.
Sure, yeah.
You come in, LW Blue being the masters of control, the masters of Oasis.
Well, I believe that's only their second control loss this season.
Yeah, it is. And it's their first Oasis loss. So I thought that was going to be very preferable. LW Blue will be picking Numbani. Now, Numbani has been their best hybrid map. They're 2-0 on it, 5-5 overall on hybrid. But this map pool is just fantastic for them. There's no Eichenwald, which is their worst map. Fortunately, so yeah, this is still looking quite good.
Meta Athena 1-1 on Numbani. Overall, they have had some pretty creative pushes on this map. They did go for the Bastion push. That wasn't too successful, but they've also done a lot of crazy stuff on this one.
Well, remember, LW Blue also plays Numbani in an unorthodox fashion. They run triple DPS with their Ana player Luna on Soldier 76 a lot of the time to attack point A. So
good point.
There's some interesting things that could happen here.
I'm sure we'll see just that as we go into Numbani and see if LW Blue can tie things up in this third-place match, or if Meta Athena will get the 2-0 lead. Let's get in the game and find out. Welcome to Numbani. Hey, the gauntlet is gone. We finally caught up lore-wise to everything else. Where could it be?
Yeah, where could it be, Noah? We just don't know.
That kid's older brother came back and claimed it once again.
He's going to be the new Doom Fist.
Yeah, I agree.
Little kid with a giant fist. That might be pretty entertaining, actually.
That'd be awesome, yeah. But then, like, you get into all sorts of weird ethical situations where you're talking about, like, shooting this poor kid and stuff, you know, putting an icicle through his head. I mean, we know May is just pure evil anyway, but it gets awkward. That's what I'm saying.
Well, we'll see how awkward this map is, Doa, especially with LW Blue on attack first. Luna's on the Soldier, so we may be seeing the single support triple DPS.
We've seen it pretty much every time LW Blue's played this map in the recent past.
They really like it. They really like it.
It is worth mentioning, too, that Meta Athena has done things like running Nuss on the Genji on some of their triple DPS attacks. So you're right that this is a map where we've seen some pretty bizarre stuff from both teams.
Yeah, pretty standard from Meta Athena in what they're showing right now. I really like the fact that they're playing Roadhog, because if you're expecting the triple DPS to come through from LW Blue, it just gives you more targets to one-shot with hooks. So that's certainly an advantage that you can take right here. Flower going to be back onto the Pharah and coming around for the flank. We've seen these multi-prong flank attacks fail on this point from LW Blue. before, even if they haven't lost the entire map.
It's still such a popular strategy to send the Pharah on the outside. He's going to go after a juicy Lucio target early on, but Hoon there to defend. Nuss goes down early, though. They lose their Ana, which is definitely going to be a problem. Sabi will be taken out pretty quick as well.
I mean, they really shouldn't have lost their Ana player, considering that they had a Winston to reposition, and they had a soldier also on the high ground. So must have been a mistake there from Meta Athena on the defense. LW Blue going to be playing this a little bit conservatively, though, waiting for their reinforcements to come through. Looks like their soldier is going to make a flank over to the opposite side of the halls.
It's going to try anyway. Luna pushed off. Staying down the bottom, they do kill Roar. Both Winstons, in fact, going down as LW Blue tries to get on the point right now. Luna trying to get to the high ground to take advantage of that tack visor. And Flower still untouched. And there it is, tack visor for Luna on the high ground. We'll see what he can do with it. Going down after Saya player who's on the run right now, turning on to Nuss. But that biotic grenade causing a lot of problems. Got hit with the sleep dart too there, I believe.
Yeah, killed by the mini diva. Saya player coming back in with the tack visor of his own. Nano boost charging him up, but he finds Flower on the backside.
Flower got 2 before he got a right click to death by Libero. Sabi will be coming in for the hopeful cleanup with the Genji. Gets battered away though by Alpha with that primal raging Winston.
It's actually a really clutch time to use that primal rage.
Definitely.
That's a huge play right there to keep him out and away from cleaning up the point.
Well, it's good to see Alpha back again because we knew from the group stages he was already a solid tank, and he's showing it again to us already.
Well, you know, I wonder if part of this change, Doa, was that they figured Alpha was better at babysitting support players, because that was their problem.
Certainly possible.
As good as Changshik was on the Reinhardt, the supports were going down a lot, and we've seen a lot fewer support deaths today as LW Blue going to be coming in with this sound barrier.
Yeah, both teams popping the sound barriers. Flower chasing down, self-destruct used. LW Blue on the point, though, still not gaining much control percent. They are getting the kills, though. And Gambler, or Chris rather, one of the only ones left. They swap colors, Monte Cristo.
Yeah,
I hate it when they do that.
Just change your colors map to map. But LW Blue, interesting push, going all the way beyond the point and then doubling back as they got a few members of Meta Athena to chase them, pick them off one by one, and retrace their steps back to point A. So Luna will be switching off the Soldier 76 right now, back onto the Ana, typical from what we've seen from them in the past.
So in the end, LW Blue able to put together a successful attack. Get the payload moving. Looks like no swaps from Meta Athena.
Really interesting that both teams are staying on the Winston. Like LW Blue, I get it because you have the Primal Rage, but for Meta Athena, that's a bit of a question mark. Usually you'd see a change to Reinhardt here.
Yeah. It is odd. I mean, maybe they want to be the ones trying to get aggressive into the back lines, but they've got Libero still on the Genji.
Alpha was close to the Primal Rage and has it now. But this is going to be a pretty good hold, most likely, from Meta Athena. They should be able to keep them here in the early parts of the Streets phase. Let's see how they actually end up using these Primal Rages. Libero coming in with a Nano Blade, but there's nobody there.
We found Luna.
Could have been a disaster. Wasn't great, but...
Yeah, it's pretty bad for LW Blue, though, now to lose Ana at such an awkward moment. Gonna have to delay their push for a little bit longer now. Flower maybe gonna change. He was McCree, then he changed to 76. Is he gonna swap again?
I think he's just waiting. Okay, Roar finally going over to the Reinhardt here, but we've got another good stall. As long as the Primal Rage and the sound barriers are up, Meta Athena's gonna be able to hold this for a good long while, as they're just not going to be able to move the cart as long as the Winston is batting them away from it and staying on top of it.
It seems that way. Well, self-destruct landed in a bit of an awkward place. Probably trying to throw it over the bridge, ended up on top of it. Alpha, though, being annoying from the upper levels. Now trying to prevent Deep from getting back in the suit. Wow, Mako does get the kill onto Nuss, actually, with the self-destruct, and Alpha gonna have to pop the Primal Rage just to keep LW Blue off this payload.
I mean, not the best coordination there. You don't want to use that at the same time as the sound barrier because you're trying to prolong your push, right? So use the sound barrier first, then the Primal Rage. So small mistake, but it is going to cost them a few seconds here. Sabi will be back onto the Roadhog. tonight. And Flower continuing his Soldier 76 ways. So they're going to set up onto the high ground. However, that was a huge hold at the start of Streets for Numbani. That was very well done by Meta Athena.
You just don't see people holding the payload on the Streets phase in general a lot, and especially not early on like that. It's such a long run back for the defense, but they did it. Nano boost onto Hoon for the moment.
Not sure why they would do that. Saya player has attack visor ready.
It was very awkward. Meanwhile, Mako got nano boosted on the LW Blue side and similarly didn't really find a whole lot of success with it. So two awkward nano boosts.
Well, it's more understandable, I think, from LW Blue because Flower wasn't there with his ultimate just yet, and maybe you want to build up that self-destruct to zone them out, but
just wasn't a great position to use it, you know? Libero, though, finding the kills. Wow, 3 of them. Who needs a Dragon Blade?
Thus, fortunately.
1v6 them, I guess. Oh, well, did I say 1v6? 1v5. The 6th one will get you.
Pushed a little bit too far there, but Meta Athena may be holding LW Blue in Streets, which is something we almost never see on Numbani. I mean, offense has a huge advantage, generally speaking, from point A to point B. But Meta Athena making it work. They're coming in with a raft of ultimates here for this defense, and they've nearly got the sound barrier up, too. As long as nobody gets picked off before the sound barrier is up, they're going to be in really good shape.
Speaking of picks, Sabe will be looking for that. He could really use it right now. Oh, but he gets chased off by a nano-boosted Hoon. Now Flower with the attack visor, looking for kills, not finding it because of the sound barrier on the Meta Athena side. Libero pulls out the Dragon Blade. If he can get some kills here, they might be able to finish the hold. They don't need him to, though. As Sai player and Hoon get some kills, and Meta Athena may get one of the rare street holds that we see every once in a while here on Numbani, and it looks like they will. Wow, LW Blue held to just a point on Numbani.
Man, you know, you see a lot of the full holds on Numbani because there is that defender's advantage coming through for the most part. But, I mean, coming into the Streets phase, we almost never see that. Like, the Streets phase is usually a gimme. So
you see it on point A and point C a lot, not point B.
That's very surprising.
That's got to hurt if you're LW Blue.
Yeah, especially because Numbani has been probably their strongest hybrid map, and they used their pocket strategy of triple DPS, double support, ended up cracking point A, you know, within a respectable amount of time, but ever since that point, they couldn't hold on to an ult advantage, and LW Blue Meta Athena really outplaying them in the ult game, and that made a huge amount of difference.
I feel like we're seeing a bit of frustration from LW Blue.
How could you not be frustrated? I mean,
of course,
but one of your players is injured.
Just the way, though, that they just couldn't seem to get the team together for a coordinated push like that. Everyone just kind of sort of trickled in there quite a bit. You know, that speaks to communication issues, and that speaks to a bit of frustration, it seems like, in the booth.
I mean, Meta Athena played that in a very different way than we're used to seeing them play it, too, which is they looked almost like Selfless from NNA in the way they were aggressively spawn camping LW Blue. And we don't see that from Korean teams, even though it has become more of a popular strategy in North America. And it can be effective because it can surprise you if you're not used to it, that you keep getting picked off as you exit your spawn, which means you have to wait another 10-15 seconds. And it becomes quite difficult, but Meta Athena does it well.
Here we go.
Side player on the Widowmaker, though.
He was getting me so excited, man. They had the Mei. I was getting ready for the Mei boost.
I mean, we've seen their Mei Bastion pushes on this map before. Didn't really work out, so
it's something a bit more standard this time, it looks like.
Definitely going more standard, but still good high ground control. Question, actually, they're going low, and they're going into the back, so they're taking a long flank here all the way around the side into the high ground this way. Another Meta Athena strat. How many times do we see people run through that way? Almost never is the answer.
We've seen this, I believe, before one time from them, and they are sending the Pharaoh on the outside to just rain death from above. Saya player goes down early, though, and this one may not work out quite as well.
Well, Roar played that. Roar played that particularly well. So if you'll notice Libero's positioning, he's on the far side of the map shooting rockets over, but Roar actually covered off that upper hallway. They were ready for it, got in there, and the Genji dash through everybody in that hallway pretty deadly. So Flower nearly gets a Dragon Blade off of doing work in those confined spaces on the second level, and that's going to cause a shift here for Meta Athena as they change Saya play over to McCree. They need that flashbang if they want to be in those tight spaces against the Genji.
Yep. Here we go again.
They're going low again. Wow.
Saya player on the McCree now, though. And they're just going to try to fight their way through here. Let's see if they can do it. Sabi will be up on the high ground, as always, has a biotic field to keep him healthy. That and a balanced diet and exercise. That keeps Soldier 76 healthy. Oh, and running away from giant apes, also a good thing to keep Soldier 76 healthy.
I mean, somebody's primal raging right now
yeah,
on the point.
Roar.
Looks like Roar.
Yeah.
And Flower keeping his Dragon Blade right now, not over-committing with it. LW Blue doing an excellent job of defending to this point. They didn't lose their cool on the high ground when the Winston and Diva got up there. So I really think Meta Athena needs to try another approach. You can run onto the high ground with this composition immediately. There's not a Reinhardt. This is the play you want to make right here. Take over the high ground. Nobody's going to stop you.
Yeah.
LW Blue, they don't have a Roadhog. They don't have a Reinhardt to clog this point. So go ahead and set up camp up there. Switch to Reinhardt yourself if you need to, and just block it off.
Ooh, here we go. Sound barrier to try to stop this Dragon Blade from doing much. He's got the nano boost as well. Looking for the kill onto Chris. Can't find it though. Libero goes down. They trade 1 for 1. Sabi will be now in the back lines, chased away, but Chris actually taken out by the self-destruct. Pretty even fight across the board right now, but Meta Athena slowly losing ground here. They've got Hoon on the point, but I don't know if he's going to be able to hold on long enough for the rest of the team yet. He has to exit there.
Yeah, Libero also making a change. Now the Tracer coming through. Not sure that's exactly what they're going to find useful right now. Just a couple of tanks here, and not a lot of good targets for Tracer, and not a lot of ability to move unless you're on that low ground. 1 minute remaining. Okay, Libero now on coming through on the Genji. This is, I think, a better selection.
They have to make something happen now, though. Less than a minute left. LW Blue on the verge of full holding here on Nimbani, which after their pretty lackluster attack round, they could really use, as Hoon just fires down the corridor, giving his team time to get a little bit of control percent. Oh, but he gets desuited. Saya player with the dead eye. We'll see what he can pick off with that.
Nothing. I mean, he got really hurt down to sub 100 HP and then chased out by the defensive matrix.
Well,
so
he had to avoid the tac visor, too, coming in from Sabi.
They're going to have one more push here, looks like. So it's not the end of the world. Nuss does manage to survive. However, I really think Meta Athena could have tried to play a Reinhardt and play the high ground here much better as soon as they realized that walking up through that hallway we see Flower staring at right now on the second floor was going to be a better option.
Yep. So, Meta Athena's last chance here. They got to make this push work. They're going to lose Nimbani, who nearly has that self-destruct as well, but he needs to stay in the suit. They're getting the control percent building. LW Blue waiting for their chance, and they're going to dive in now. Sabi will be pretty well protected in that hallway, and they take out Alpha early. Good start. Libero comes from behind with the Dragon Blade, though.
Doesn't get anything.
Yeah, gets shot full of holes, and Roar slaps him to death with the Primal Rage. Self-destruct comes in for LW Blue as well, and should be able to hold this. Moon popped out of the suit as well, and it looks like it's going to be a full hold for LW Blue. That's that. Yeah, they will win Nimbani.
Wow, surprising. I mean, this was definitely LW Blue's map, but after they failed to even get it to point B, looked like it was going to be a bit of a desperate situation, but Meta Athena, they just stuck to this composition, I think, for a little bit too long. Tried to be cute with a long flank at the beginning that was identified early, and LW Blue simply repositioned and shut it down. And then they kept going through the lower part of the map. And
yeah,
I really think that if you have that opportunity to take over the high ground for free, if you can just walk through that second door and there's not going to be a Reinhardt, there's not going to be anything else like a Roadhog that will pick you off, just go ahead and stand up there. Use your McCree to shoot over the point and deal that poke damage, right?
Right. I gotta say, I'm not a huge fan of Libero's Pharah either so far on this map. It's not a pick that he's played a ton of. He's played a little bit of it, but not a ton of. So this emphasis on Libero and Pharah this match so far is a little bit puzzling. They've got a commercial break, though, to sort it all out. But we are all tied up in this third place match. Sabi will be, he's ready for the camera.
Looks like they're having
anytime.
A lot of fun today. There's not a whole lot on the line for them. Of course, some prize money, which would be welcome, but not the same level of pressure.
So don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be back with map number 3 here on the OGN Overwatch Apex Season 2 third place match right after this.
세상은 무서운 곳이야. 심지어 여기 눈바니에서도 우릴 보호할 존재는 필요하지. OR15 방어 로봇을 소개할게. 옴닉 사태 때의 구형 이디나 모델을 완전 새롭게 개조한 거야. 얘들이 우릴 지켜줬어. 잠시 동안은. 둠피스트가 공격했을 때 난 공항에 있었어. 로봇들은 속수무책이었지. 모두가 널 포기했지만 난 너에게서 가능성을 봤어. 그래서 내가 나섰어. 프로그램을 업그레이드하고 마음을 주었지.
새로운 인격 모델 설치 완료. 시스템 재부팅 중. OR15 온라인.
아니 그런 거 말고 위대한 영웅에겐 진짜 이름이 필요해. 오리사는 어때? 난 널 강하고 용감하게 만들었어. 넌 아직 배울 게 많아. 가끔 사고치고 와서 날 화나게 할지도 모르지. 그래도 난 네가 우리에게 꼭 필요한 영웅이 될 거라 믿어.
내 이름은 오리사. 당신을 안전하게 지키겠습니다. 그것이 제가 작동하는 목적입니다.
Welcome back to the Overwatch Apex Season 2 third place match, aka the Alternate Reality Grand Finals. And we are all tied up. LW Blue versus Meta Athena, a game apiece. And it's been, a bit of a messy affair. It's been exciting. It has been the cleanest thing we've ever seen.
It has been. It has been a bit sloppy, that's true, Doa. But as we look through the rest of the map pool tonight, I think that now that we have LW Blue's best hybrid map off the board, they may struggle on some of these moving forward. And Meta Athena has been very dominant at assault map types. They have yet to lose one. They have tied one before. But that said, Hanamura, they've probably been the best Hanamura team in this tournament, is not available tonight. So I expect them to pick Temple of Anubis as opposed to Volskaya, which has been LW Blue's most successful assault map.
Yeah, not to mention Meta Athena is 1-1 on that map, whereas they're 2 wins, 1 tie, 0 losses on Temple of Anubis. So I agree, it's a pretty easy choice for them.
Well, this season they've only had 1 win on Anubis, so it's not like it hasn't been.
I'm just saying lifetime.
Yeah, overwhelming for them.
Yeah,
and that's, I think, most likely what we will see.
And it is going to be drum roll. I can't do drum roll because I don't have drums. Temple of Anubis. There you go.
What a surprise. So, are we going to see some more crazy strategies? Because it's usually on Assault or Hybrid that we get to see the wacky plays from Meta Athena. Although we got one on Escort last time on Dorado, so
yeah,
maybe lucky on the Escort map as well.
It's true. Well, here's hoping that LW Blue is defending first, so they are in fact blue. That's my hope going into this one.
Always helpful for the old casting / viewing of Overwatch.
Certainly is. Well, the tie is about to be broken, and one of these two teams is about to set themselves 1 win away from taking 3rd place in Apex Season 2. It's not first place, but at least you're on the podium, right? We need to get a podium, apparently. LW Blue versus Meta Athena, Temple of Anubis. Let's see who takes it.
I get it.
Well, I get it. I get it as well. What do I get, you may ask? Well,
you get a 3rd place match, Noah.
I do. I've gotten that. I've already gotten that. And I get that there are a lot of fans in the studio today.
Okay, LW Blue, packed. Luna on the Torbjorn. And no, not going to be there. I was going to say, usually swap out that Lucio for a Torbjorn. Sabielby.
No.
I'm pretty sure
What are you doing? What are you doing to Anubis?
Stop defacing Anubis.
Well, we know that it's not Anubis. This is actually his god computer counterpart, Anub is. So, not to be confused with the Egyptian god of the underworld, Anubis. This is just Anub is.
LW Blue having some fun tonight.
Yep.
Not taking things, I think, too seriously, considering that their main tank player has been unable to play. So he will go back over to the Genji.
It is a bit of a battle for pride, but, like we saw in the intro video, too, these guys are just saying, the pressure's off now. We just want to play a good match, have a good time. And
will be a dive composition on the defense now.
Yep.
Meta Athena showing the Zenyatta, something that they only started playing in the semifinals.
Yeah.
And
Chris has done okay.
Saya player on the Widowmaker, so interesting stuff. Normally you wouldn't see the Zenyatta and the Widow together. You'd see it more with the full dive composition.
That does help sometimes, though.
Yep, especially if depending on where you are, and if you're...
Discord Orb plus Widowmaker shots equals a really quick dead opponent sometimes.
I got him, nice!
Or sometimes you can just get the headshot. Sick. Saya player chased away, but not before he gets the kill that counts. Meanwhile, Hoon pops Mako out of the suit there at the same time. Saya player with a great start on this Widowmaker.
Saya player's been a wonderful hit scan player this entire season.
Yep.
Had a sense of where Libero was, or Flower was rather, picks him out of midair, and now Libero coming through. Luna low. Luna gonna go down as Alpha jumps in.
Alpha tries to save the supports, or Roar rather, trying to save the supports, but can't quite do it. Meanwhile, Saya player finally zoned out by Mako. come back up again. He got a good snipe the first time, took about half the health off the D.Va. And yeah, he's going to chase her away. Meanwhile, LW Blue has stabilized.
Flower getting back in the nick of time right there. We didn't see a lot of those Widowmaker shots coming into the point while the attack went through from the surviving members of Meta Athena.
So Hoon died really late. Oh, sorry. I don't know what's going on. It's some things you just can't comment on. Just have to let the majesty of film speak for itself.
That's going to make a wonderful gift, though.
I hope so. I hope so. Side player looking for more picks. Oh, Roar gets a kill onto Chris. That is a tough Zenyatta life, man.
Libero already with the Dragon Blade up.
This is such a bizarre push. Libero, yeah, got the Dragon Blade. Gonna go after a nano boosted Tracer, I guess. Gonna chase Nuss way back. Luna goes down. Yeah, what is he doing back there? Okay, meanwhile, Meta Athena does get some of the point, I suppose.
I mean, they did.
Uh-oh, Gambler, you thought you weren't noticed. Well, ha!
Well, they did get a couple of kills from that push as they moved everybody back. Interestingly, LW Blue used Luna's nano boost onto Sabyulbi, and he wasn't able to do anything with it as he was fleeing from the Genji and from the Genji and from the Winston. But with that early kill onto the Yana, they pull back, get the initial pick, cut off the healing, and then double back onto the point. But that was pretty awkward as far as pushes go from Meta Athena, and that's going to be the time to switch right now, of course, as they move on to their point B attack.
The Widowmaker generally isn't quite as good on point B as what we've seen in the past.
Some players like to hold on to it to see if they can snowball immediately and get the quick pick that will result in a quick capture, but
you can think of reasons, but
yes, I agree. Generally, it is
generally not used.
We see them do 1 or 2 pushes, maybe with it at most, before switching.
Sabyulbi went down early, but Meta Athena still trying to put together that push. Looks like they might be going in now as Saya player sneaks around the outside. Well, sneak as much as you can when you're shooting a gun at people, but it's not even silenced. Aurora goes down. This might be the opportunity they're looking for. Yeah, going in now. It's a Genji battle, Libero versus Flower. Libero just staying the point right now, receives a nano boost, needs to find some supports to use it on. Finds Gambler. Gambler gets a kill on the Alpha, though. Okay, that's not going to work. And Chris's Transcendence.
That Transcendence was really wasted. Remember that Meta Athena is not a team that is used to playing with Zenyatta overall. They're not LW Blue that has a lot of experience on that pick, but moreover, the nano boost from Nuss there onto Libero. They were trying to make sure that he got his Dragon Blade up, but the timing was off. Looked like there was a miscommunication because he was wrapping back around the point, so a lot of that time wasted. And then some of his shurikens were also blocked by the D.Va. So LW Blue playing patiently again, holding on to a huge heap of ultimates, and they're going to be able to defend this for a good long while.
Their ult usage has been much better this match already, so they've got that going for them.
I mean, it was better on control too. Yeah, so LW Blue looking disciplined today, despite the fact that was a concern that we had from watching their semifinal match. They've held it together in a good way.
Well, Sabyulbi gets the kill on Alpha with the Pulse Bomb, so that's something.
Yeah, now they can just sit on 5 ultimates. I mean, the push is dead. Everybody's in that tiny room. Everybody's getting wrecked by the Tesla gun from Roar, and easy pickups. Flower does die to Libero, but doesn't matter. And once again, LW Blue has a lot of discipline to shut down a push with just that Pulse Bomb. Very effective.
Yep. And that's an ult you're going to get back really fast, too. So if you're going to pick one to use, that's going to be one of the best. For sure. Hoon just being a little bit annoying from the high ground, but not doing any meaningful damage. Now Meta Athena goes in. See what they can get going with this dive. Saya player is still staying out, and here comes Roar. Nice sleep dart. Gonna take a nap. Gets flashbang, though. Chris the one to go down, and Flower pulling up that Dragon Blade with a vengeance, man. LW Blue. And again, 2 ults used to clean up that push, and they still have 3 remaining. Make it 4 now, with Sabyulbi getting his Pulse Bomb back again. And I feel like this is more the LW Blue that we saw during the group stages.
Yeah, again, they did use 2 ults for that, but that was it. However, Meta Athena held strong once the fight started to go against them. They didn't use anything, so they're going to have 6 coming up for the next push. They're hoping, unless somebody dies very early on as they approach the point. So this is the push that Meta Athena has been looking for. Start off with the high noon.
Doesn't find anyone. Roar pops that Primal Rage as he did get very low there. They're going to send in the self-destruct as well. Saya player can't even get out of the room, and Roar back on the point right now. Nano boost used by both sides. Nearly all the ults used by both teams in this fight. Meta Athena struggling already. Saya player back from the grave once again. Hoon does get the kill on the Gambler, but they need more progress on this point. They've gotten some control built. Some of the control meter filled up. They need a bit more.
Yeah, it's not going to be enough either, Doa, because when we saw that push beginning, Meta Athena, I think, a little bit scrambled on how to most efficiently use their ultimates.
Yeah, it seems that way. Alpha with the Primal Rage now. Sabiel B just going to wait it out underneath the bridge. Flower looking for more. Kills on both sides, but LW Blue, they've probably got what it takes to keep this defended for a little bit longer.
Yeah, they definitely do. And the big problem there was Meta Athena approached everything, and they started off with a high noon, but they were zoned out almost instantly by Roar with the Primal Rage. Libero popped his Dragon Blade early, but that meant that Nuss wasn't able to nano boost him, so Nuss decided to use his nano boost onto Alpha instead. And the fight was basically already lost at that point, so they didn't hold on to a nano boost that they could have used on a subsequent push. So pretty big overcommitment from Meta Athena in a situation where I think they could have just kept bullying the ultimates out of LW Blue and made a really decisive 6-ult push.
Yeah, 40 seconds left as we see Chris get taken out by Sabiel B. That is about the worst start to this final push that Meta Athena could have ever anticipated. Yep, both supports down. I don't think Meta Athena is going to be taking this one. 20 seconds remaining, and
especially if this pulse bomb lands, it is
over.
Whoa,
but
that's it's a big kill, Sabiel B.
Just close call there. Wow, Libero down to 3.
All eyes on Sabiel B this match, apparently, from our cameramen.
Very animated today. All right, desperation push coming in for Meta Athena. They've got the ult advantage, but they need to get there. Can they even get there? I don't know. Okay, they got there for overtime just in the nick of time. They need to get somebody back on the point again. There's the sound barrier for LW Blue as the fight begins. Hoon gets a nano boost. Firing away, but not doing a whole lot, and yeah, that one's not going to work out. Self-destruct doesn't catch anybody. Half the team is dead already, and LW Blue, they're going to hold it. Just 1 point for Meta Athena.
Yeah, maybe heading towards a tie. We'll see how good the attack here from LW Blue can be, but solid hold. Discipline coming back in terms of that ultimate usage for LW Blue, and it looked like we may have been starting to see the same thing from Meta Athena, but some slight mistakes on that one attack when they had those 6 ults made it so they overcommitted and never were able to come back and build up that ult bank again.
You know, it really felt like on some of those attacks that Meta Athena was really playing with fire in terms of how far forward some of their members were going while they were waiting for the rest of the team to catch up.
Yeah.
And we saw like Chris die, we saw Saya player die in those situations. It's just not well coordinated from Meta Athena right now.
And I also think that they probably should have been successful on that first push on point A, but something was going on in the point there. We didn't get a chance to see where Saya player was on that Widowmaker because it looked like he wasn't potentially giving enough covering fire. So this time around, though, LW Blue, maybe they will be going with the Widowmaker for a bit of fun.
Could be.
For a similar composition, perhaps. And Meta Athena, they look like they are going for another dive composition on the defense. Great for repositioning around that high ground if you have to. But no long-range pick heroes this time, so we'll be up to Alpha and Hoon if there is going to be a sniper pulled out from LW Blue.
I really hope we do get to see Flower play the Hanzo. I doubt we will, but it'd be cool.
That'd be great.
Yeah. I think the fact that Zarya is, that's interesting, that Zarya is harder to play these days because of the changes to how D.Va eats projectiles. I think that nerfs the amount of time we're going to see Hanzo as well. Because you're just so reliant on the Graviton Dragon Strike combo.
But we still can see Widowmaker, and that's what we're going to get. So Flower taking it for a spin. Luna, the much more seasoned Zenyatta player in LW Blue, the more seasoned Zenyatta team.
Yep, for sure. Flower looking for the picks early on, and here comes Hoon to try to chase him away. He's going to get the kill on Alpha, though. Great start for LW Blue, getting that Winston out of the way. I mean, didn't have a lot of support when he jumped in there, did he?
That's a huge play from Flower because Meta Athena committed both tanks and lost them both to trying to take out the Widowmaker. So it couldn't really have gone much better here. This shot missed again.
So close, man. But Genji is an evasive guy. Wow. Barely saves Luna there, too.
Right now, they should be feeling good. That's going to be the end of Nuss with a monkey fist to the face and a quick point A.
They are going to have a ton of time on point B.
Looking like they'll have 6.5 minutes or so.
Yep.
And
just another day at the office.
7 minutes, in fact, as they take it even quicker. Thought there would be a little bit more of a delay there.
Yeah.
From Meta Athena, and Flower will be the one sticking to the Widowmaker. Meta Athena not making any swaps off right now. He wants to take that high ground, but they're having trouble controlling it thus far.
No opposition towards Flower at all, too. Just able to get all the shots he wants to the doorway. Sabioldi gets hit with the sleep dart. Nice sleep dart, actually, from Nuss. Feels good. There we go. Gets the kill. Yeah, why not?
That's going to be the end of that. So LW Blue wisely choosing to back off right here.
All right, now they're going to swap it over. Uses the ult, but it looks like Flower's going to change somebody else here. See if he jumps on the McCree. It's going to be the Genji.
Okay, so we are going to see extremely similar team compositions here with the exception of this Zenyatta. And LW Blue's strength is a lot with the target selection and playing around the Discord orb.
Yep, sure enough.
Are unable to really get control of that high ground.
That Transcendence used. Flower looking for a little bit more as LW Blue dives deep. There's the sound barrier. Saya player out of the way. Wow, they got Nuss with the self-destruct. Not something you see a whole lot. Libero striking back with the Dragon Blade now. Sabioldi didn't last very long. And LW Blue.
Nice kill by Flower. So,
yeah.
LW Blue looking like they may be able
Roar got stuck.
to get a little bit of percentage here.
Yep.
They're going to back off. Defender's advantage a little bit too much after Sabioldi died early.
Yep.
It'll have to be another push for them in the long run.
Roar was eventually taken out under the bridge, so he'll just chill out down there with the rest of the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Is that right? Is that
That's where
they
are, under the bridge.
I don't know if they're red hot down there, Doa. You're usually pretty cool because you're not on fire.
I'm not talking about actual Chili Peppers, Monte Cristo. I'm talking about the band, the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh, I didn't know they were in Egypt this week.
Well, you know, usually they're under the bridge uptown, but, you know, they like to go on vacation once in a while. Who doesn't? Under the bridge in Temple of Anubis. Here we go. It's Dragon Blade time. Oh, it's death time. 1 for 1 as LW Blue pushes again here. Sabioldi's got that pulse bomb. Doesn't need to do the stick on Hoon, but I think he may save that for another push.
No point. I mean, you used the Nano Blade, you traded 1 for 1, and your Genji died.
Oops.
So
and you died.
That push is going to be over extremely quickly.
Yep.
And that'll be a nice reflect there.
Ameko wanted to die. I mean, you don't want to just sit there as Mini Diva. It's quicker to die and come back with the suit.
Indeed. So Libero now looking very close to getting the Dragon Blade of his own. And really, LW Blue hasn't been able to put together a convincing push yet.
Yep.
So he'll be lurking right now, looking for supports or a tank he can nail with that pulse bomb. Nice swap up there. Really, Meta Athena's been doing a good job controlling that high ground on top of the column by constantly alternating Alpha and Hoon.
Tracer fight is unresolved.
It usually is, so.
Yeah. How disappointing. To the stick, doesn't need it. Alpha. Pulse bomb used though by Saya player without much result.
Every time it looks like LW Blue's getting an advantage though, it just ends up being a trade.
You know, the funny thing is that the attack for LW Blue is looking very similar to the attack from Meta Athena. That you think they're in this good position. Well, Nuss goes down, and then they ended up losing people. Luna goes down on the other side, so both Anna's out of the way. Sabioldi, oh, there's a quick heal for Saya player, getting back into the spawn. Sabioldi gonna go under the bridge. Grab that health back. Oh, hello! Libero finds him.
Yeah, flanked there, no real option. But LW Blue,
6 ults now for these guys.
Everybody has been sitting there, charging their ultimates. Same thing for Meta Athena. They dropped the nano boost onto Hoon in the last fight. But LW Blue, can they make the successful push? They were nearly in exactly the same situation last round on Anubis where Meta Athena had the 6, they had the 4 on defense.
Oh, it is time to cut people apart with the Ninja Sword. Flower showing us how it's done. And he will pretty much get this push off to a great start. Has to deal with the Primal Raging Alpha right now. Which sounds like a Magic the Gathering card, but no, it's actually
Luna
Alpha.
dies to Nuss. I mean,
Happened
the Primal Rage just gets you so much time back for your team to respawn on defense that it becomes so difficult to come back from it. And that's just going to be enough right there. Sure, it looked great to start out, but when you have Alpha there with the Primal Rage and Nuss actually manages to snipe out your own Ana, there's nothing more you can do. And start is one thing, but it's about playing that flawless defense. And now it's time to change over to a Mei. Meta Athena doing exactly the same thing. Enough time to get Blizzards up before this match ends.
So they've got about a minute 40 left, so they've got an opportunity to go for a couple pushes.
Nuss is doing his Nuss thing, where he looks for that sleep dart. As people enter, he is known for his flanking sleep darts on tanks. Now there's a wall, though.
Well, they get the kill on the Saya player, though, so Meta Athena slowed down yet again. And they may actually go in with this anyway. Saya player can catch up, I suppose. Flower uses that ice block fairly early, though. Mei's on both sides now. Sabi will be coming in from the side. And that's a good start for LW Blue, but they do lose Sabiel B.
Libero still here, and he's going to be able to delay this quite a bit, just walling himself in. No, they didn't check the corner. They didn't see him immediately. They don't actually get any percent off of this, and now everybody coming back in.
Well, they are really committing. LW Blue, they know they need to make this push work. Only 50 seconds left now. Libero's got the Blizzard. He's going to go ahead and use it. Has the both tanks trapped there for LW Blue. And it seems like this is kind of the end of this push.
Well, Roar continues to actually get the kills right now. Mako does go down, but he was in the mini Diva form.
Surprising he's been able to stay alive, but...
And Libero just held so much. There wasn't even any percent built on the point, and he's going to actually kill Sabiel B again with a quick headshot as he respawns.
Now Flower not lasting either. And now down to just about 15 seconds left. LW Blue with maybe one more desperation push if they can even get back, but it looks like we're going to have a tie on Temple of Anubis.
Yeah, they have about half a push left, Doa, and that's going to be too much to handle unless they can maybe get this Diva back in time. They're going to try.
Yeah, they're going to get there. Okay, Meko onto the point right now, and he's got the self-destruct zone, just trying desperately to stay alive. No kills from that, of course, but it does get LW Blue back into the point right now. Roar has the Earth Shatter as soon as the Blizzard is out. So they've got the CC. If they can stagger it, maybe they can take this.
All right, Earth Shatter is there, and the Blizzard did maybe enough work for this to go well for them, Doa. It's going to come down to the last second here. They haven't taken care of that Tracer yet.
Yeah, last apocalyptic fight, and they're not gaining a lot of control percent on the point. Roar still holding on to that Earth Shatter.
Okay, they have two ultimates. They have a Shatter. Oh, no, doesn't hit.
That did not get anybody.
They have Sound Barrier left over. It's going to be used right away as the re-engage comes through. Now the kills are starting for LW Blue. This could be enough.
Yeah, they're getting kills. They're getting quite a few, in fact, but can they get enough control meter built up here? Chris is up on the high ground. They need to deal with this Lucio. He's been delaying so well. Wow, look at this. Chris finally taken down, but he did what he needed to do. Gives time now for Meta Athena to get a few people back on the point. Ice wall. Yeah, wow, he's going to drop it right away because his Diva got trapped behind it. There's a Blizzard for Meta Athena now, and LW Blue pushed back. Remember, this OT bar will drop really fast if they get pushed away. Nuss with the kill on Ameko. He swapped over to the Genji now. Off of the Ana. Alpha on the point. Primal Rage, but very low health. Wants to get back and heal up a little bit.
Side player continues to be annoying, but there's the wall. Can they keep pushing it? The control percentage nearly there, and there's the re-engage.
So Alpha Saya player back on the point again. Meta Athena desperately trying to hold on, but LW Blue, there's a better Shatter for Alpha now. Trap Suit against the wall, knocks him out of the suit. Maybe, just maybe, they'll be able to get enough of an edge to finish this one off as Libero goes down.
Oh my, so close though. It's like 1 pixel right here, but Sabi will be going to fall to Saya player.
There we go. Chris, wow, they've still got somebody on there, and Alpha is back again. Are you kidding me? No Primal Rage this time, so they'll finally get it. And LW Blue, no tiebreaker. They're just going to win Temple of Anubis.
Wow, Doa. They came in at the very last moment.
Seriously.
And especially because Flower managed to get there in time with a Blizzard, which gave an opportunity for the rest of LW Blue's players to get there. Started with the Diva, getting there with the final waning seconds for overtime, popping the self-destruct, and then moving into the blizzard. And that was just barely enough for them.
Yeah. Well, what can you say? It was nearly a hold for Meta Athena, but LW Blue did an excellent job of being very, very efficient with those ultimates, only using, one at a time and using them very effectively.
Yeah, big props to them. I'm impressed with how well they've been doing that. They've struggled with that exact thing, but with Jonas out, they seem to have pulled some of their comms together for this match, and they are now on the verge of taking third place here in Apex.
Yeah.
And we are going to have a tactical pause.
Okay. So a new thing we've added on since the semifinals began is each team is able to take a 3-minute tactical pause to let the coaches get back in the booth, talk some strategy. So Meta Athena's going to take theirs.
So this is it's going to be an interesting situation, Doa, because if you're Meta Athena, you would normally want to pick Dorado, which has been a great escort map for them. It's their only map they have escort wins on. And if you're LW Blue, you want Route 66, which is in the map pool today, and they are flawless on so far. So I assume that the map will be Gibraltar.
Yeah, Route 66 and Gibraltar are the two choices for Meta Athena, but I think you're right. They'd probably want to lean more towards that.
I mean, I just wouldn't want to play LW Blue on Route 66. So I think that that's going to be the natural choice. But again, we talked about it coming into this match overall, but this is really a brutal map pool for Meta Athena. Most of their best maps are not available today. There isn't Dorado. There isn't Hanamura. They got Oasis as their first map, which is very much in favor of LW Blue, but they managed to win all the same.
Yep.
So
Meta Athena, time to dig deep. It's been close. It hasn't been a one-sided match by any stretch. We could still go to a Game 5, and the funny thing is we had Game 5s in both of our semifinals, and wouldn't be surprising at all to see the third-place match get just as tight in the end, too.
Yeah, I really think that LW Blue from this point forward is going to have that pretty big advantage, because even if they go into a fifth and final map, it will be LW Blue's map selection. You never know what they're going to actually pick up there, because Numbani's already gone. And Meta Athena, they were doing really well on Hollywood, and they have been one of the better Hollywood teams. But with that said, they did lose on Hollywood to Lunatic Hive.
Sure enough. About a minute left in this tactical pause before we get back into the action. And you know what I've been surprised the most about today is we just have not seen a lot of Roadhog from either team.
That really surprises me as well.
Yeah.
I think that's one of those heroes that we could have seen Meta Athena to switch to on Numbani, for example, because that high ground was so unprotected. I mean, you switch to a Soldier or a McCree with a Reinhardt and a Roadhog and just fish over the point and use that long-range damage. And
well, he's been so used, and we've even
by
seen
both of these teams. I mean, both Sebilby and Libero both played Roadhog more than any other hero in their semifinals.
And up until this match, there's even been an increased emphasis on Roadhog use by these teams. So the fact that it's just kind of dropping away to basically nothing here in the third-place matches is really surprising. I wonder what the logic is behind this.
Well, I do think, especially if we see Route 66, we'll see some Roadhog. But
should, yeah.
It's a strong map for Roadhog overall, but we'll see if that's going to be the pick, because I sincerely doubt that Meta Athena is going to want to go there.
Yep. Time to find out what Meta Athena is going to choose. Again, the choice is between Watchpoint, Gibraltar, and Route 66. But as we've said, Gibraltar seeming like the more appealing option for Meta Athena right now anyway.
Both of these teams really haven't had a lot of experience on these escort maps.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit tough to make some of these predictions.
6 maps this season for LW Blue. They're 3-3. 3 maps this season for Meta Athena on escort. They are 2-1, and it will be Route 66.
I'm quite surprised about that. You look at LW Blue. They've been middling on Watchpoint Gibraltar, taking both a win and a loss, but with Meta Athena, you definitely would have thought, considering they have only lost their Route 66 map.
Yeah. Well, they've been practicing, man. We don't know what they've got in store. Could be anything. Could be Roadhog even. You never know.
Well, I would be truly surprised if we didn't see any Roadhog here and both teams stuck with the more dive-oriented compositions that they've been running.
I mean, with Point A, Roadhog is just so good, generally on both sides even. So we'll have to wait and see. Route 66, Meta Athena trying to stay alive in this third-place match. LW Blue with a chance to win it right here. Let's get in the game and see who takes it. Welcome to Route 66. Someday that rock is going to fall down on top of somebody. I mean, there's so many rockets flying around, you'd think it's inevitable.
I'm surprised they don't use it to get some environmental eliminations, though. Just pick Farah and have her knock the rock onto people.
That'd be awesome, man. We need maps where you can, like, make things collapse on people, you know, real, like, environmental. We need more environmental kills besides just knocking people off edges. Yeah.
Maybe we'll get that someday.
You never know.
And LW Blue is continuing to play dive compositions, which, well, we said coming in that that was the vulnerability of Meta Athena.
Yes.
So I guess that they just want to keep doing it.
Well, they even said in the interview before the match, too, that this is the way they felt was good to play against Meta Athena.
It definitely is.
Yeah.
But it is still unusual. It's one of those times where you're playing the team as opposed to playing the map here, if you're LW Blue.
Well, LW Blue has been fairly even between 2-2-2 and triple tank throughout the season, with a recent emphasis a little bit more on triple tank, but it's not too surprising, I suppose, to see him swap for this this match.
They're more comfortable with these kind of compositions, despite their strategic versatilities. Libero going to stay on the main? No.
Oh, all right.
Well, Hanzo just to check the car here.
Yeah.
And so much for the Roadhog, Noah.
They're not going to check the car, just going to check a little bit farther down. They do see them hiding in that hallway. We've seen that lately, too. Teams stacking in that hallway to the left.
Yeah, it's definitely... Okay, well, they're going to switch over to the mate anyway, but we're not going to see the early boost from him at the very least, so nothing cute yet as he does.
McCree will protect you.
Take a little bit more time to get onto the field. Finally, we see Hoon starting to play some more Zarya tonight.
A Saya player just sitting back and trying to do the damage he can. As he tries to fight off the dive. That flashbang hit, but he didn't get a clean shot on the Sable Beam.
Unfortunately, the line of sight wasn't there. Libero has been great with some of these right clicks, and
nice
they're going to
shot.
take out a couple right off the bat as we see LW Blue trying to reposition.
It's like Duck Hunt, only it's a gorilla instead of a duck. So
wow, the right click just keep coming through for Libero. Flower also going to get some on the backside. That is amazing.
Libero is so good. He has been one of the real breakout stars this season in the hero ocean that he seems to have and the proficiency he has on all those picks.
Yeah, it's easy to talk about Hoon on Meta Athena and Saya player, but you really look at Libero as the heart of this team because he's what enables them to have so many varied strategies and compositions. Without him, they couldn't play the way they do.
Oh, the pulse bomb doesn't do a whole lot via the... Oh, nice sleep dart on the Saya player, yeah. It's not high noon, it's nap time.
Blizzard up and available, will go down on the card.
Libero already has that Blizzard, and he finds Flower frozen. Meko as well, not going to last too long. Got the Zarya shield off on himself just in time, and with that nano boost, able to stay alive for a little while anyway, but not long enough, and Meta Athena should get the payload moving soon.
So much of that nano boost was just absorbed by him being frozen on the Blizzard.
Right.
So good value. They also changed it directly into the Reinhardt charge from Alpha. So nano boost basically doing nothing from LW Blue, and try for one final attack here onto the cart before the end of point A.
A little bit of a desperation push, but Flower's going to fly back in death. And Meta going to take it with a really nice time on point A.
Side player just sticking back and making sure that nobody was going to be able to get onto that cart nor threaten him in any capacity. So Hoon,
so charged up, getting so aggressive.
So charged up. Also, with the Graviton Surge right now, looking for Had opportunity to set something up for his team, zoning people out with right clicks right now as the payload continues through the streets.
Yeah. Well, Saya player's aim has been really great this map already, just being able to put a lot of pressure on. Graviton Surge goes down. And not a lot of follow-up, though, out of that. Hoon does get the kill on Nemeko, though. Flower taken out eventually. So still a good push beginning here for Meta Athena. Nice flashbang on Disabled-B. Saya player having a great game on this McCree right now.
Well, Meta Athena really pushing LW Blue to the brink here on Route 66. Wondered why they chose it. And this is going to be why.
Ooh, sneaky.
That is a very sneaky angle. So he has cover here as opposed to going all the way up onto the roof.
Yeah.
That is something we haven't seen before. So using that lip effectively.
It's high as in height noon. It's height noon.
So he's going to go up onto the high ground eventually before he gets nailed by the sleep dart. Quickly
he got woke up again, though. Oh, there's a Graviton Surge from Meko, though. Sound barrier from Meta Athena to try to survive it. Not a ton of follow-up. Where'd the Blizzard end up going? Saya player getting some damage done. Meta Athena getting the kills. And Hoon comes in as a hero again to take out Sabielby, who's over on that McCree now. So Meta Athena fighting off that push, and it will keep the payload going.
Yeah, looking strong on Route 66 so far. 4
really
minutes to work in the warehouse here.
That is about as much time as you can ever expect to have for point C, so.
Yeah, in a professional match.
Yeah.
At this level of play, absolutely. They have kept everything moving quite well so far. Hoon once more, Graviton Surge, and they will just be waiting. And there it goes, but walled off very fast.
Yeah, still though, Hoon ducking around the side, trying to get some kills, but he can't do it. They do cost them the sound barrier though. Gambler forced to use that. Flower takes out Libero in the Battle of Maze, and so Meta Athena finally gonna have to maybe give up some ground here and back off.
Yeah, that wall bought them a lot of time, and now Hoon's coming back in.
Wow. He doesn't know Libero died, apparently. Saya player gets a quick kill on the Roar, too. Shield was not pointed the right direction there.
Gambler trying to get away, not wanting to get hit by one of these flashbangs.
Thank you, moving platform.
He saw Sabielby coming up there, knowing it was going to be a 1v2, and he's stuck on the side now. So that'll be Meta Athena pulling back temporarily. LW Blue taking a commanding advantage when it comes to ults and control of the cart. Meta Athena will be slowed down here for quite a while, looks like.
This is one of those points, too, of course. It's hard to push on the offensive side of things. LW Blue starts it off with the Graviton Surge. Another great sleep dart onto a McCree. We've seen a lot of that this map. And LW Blue is going to win this fight pretty handily.
Yeah, they did. The Graviton Surge onto the high ground caught too many people, so not much that Meta Athena could do against that. No real defensive ultimates to use. Sound barrier nearly up now, however, and Saya player wants to use that Widowmaker. We see this occasionally in Warehouse. It does have that long sight line.
I do. I like Widowmaker for that reson. I think you can find a lot of pretty safe places to fire from. Alpha diving on the payload.
Got it, actually. Whoa.
Great Earth Shatter. Yeah, he just walked past the shield. Meta Athena not done yet. Graviton Surge, Sound Barrier, they're using everything. Roar, meanwhile, gets his own nano boost. Gets a kill onto Alpha as well. So that was a big commitment for Meta Athena without a lot of result. They're going to even use the Blizzard here, too.
Yeah, definitely shouldn't have used that Blizzard at the tail end of things, considering the power was still there, the man advantage, and the sound barrier. So Meta Athena once again forced to back off. Saya player not doing too much on this Widowmaker on the attack, and he's going to switch over to the McCree now.
It was very awkward.
It was a pretty awkward push, so only nano boost now for Meta Athena. And it looked good, but credit to Flower. His walls have been amazing. He's been countering so much of the crowd control this match from LW Blue.
Tricky push coming in for Meta Athena, coming in.
I think they're tired of being walled off.
From behind lately, I agree. And Libero may have found a good angle here. That doesn't find the freeze that he was looking for. Alpha, Sabielby looking for something with the Deadeye. Maybe an opportunity. Oh, yeah, it gets Alpha.
Wow.
Whoa!
Great reaction time.
No kidding.
He had a split second to pull the trigger on that Deadeye.
Meta Athena really struggling here in the last phase. They've only got 30 seconds left now and no ults to use.
I mean, I liked the long flank that they tried to execute there, but they just didn't have the ults necessarily to pull it off with only the nano boost. And as we look at it, I mean, with the Blizzard, looks very unlikely that Athena is going to be going further, because Blizzard should be able to get the zoning that LW Blue needs to stop this push.
First 2 points were steamrolled, and there's a nice Blizzard actually for Flower. Good start to the last-ditch effort push here. They give the nano boost over to Roar. And that defense seems like it's going to be pretty successful here for LW Blue. Everybody low health or dead. There goes Chris. And overtime, ticking away. Saya player, yep. Well, McCree is not going to last very long by himself on the point. Going to drop the sound barrier just to stay safe. That Earth Shatter, I believe, zoned out Nuss quite well on the Tracer. They do get some people back, though. Got an opportunity here, and Hoon's very close to the Graviton Surge. Oh, he gets knocked down, though. They were not able to pair it with anything.
Wow, that could have been very game-changing, but
Close
instead, that's going to be it. So, LW Blue has a chance to push through. It didn't go too far into the warehouse.
Yeah.
They had 4 minutes in the warehouse period, but Athena couldn't actually finish out the map. To be fair, it is rare that we see Route 66 fully completed.
Yeah, very
but
true.
Flower, man, let's talk about that guy, because his May play was the reason why they didn't just get pushed in. His walls in the warehouse phase cut off the damage time and time again from the big CC setups that we saw from Athena. So big credit to Flower and the way he played around those ultimates from the enemy team.
Well, that round was just a battle of the Great Maze in general, because Libero just really helped his team steamroll the first 2 points via the right clicks, via some great walls of his own, and it's been a good day for May play if you're a fan of that hero, which means if you're a evil, horrible
hey,
person.
I love watching May because,
like I said, if you're an evil, horrible person,
that's true. I'm a horrible person.
Then you're in good shape with the May play.
And still no Roadhog, Doa, even for Athena.
Yeah, it's surprising, isn't it? Because he's so good on defense here.
Yeah, they're heading back to a setup that we would have seen from Athena a lot earlier in the season. You know, running triple tank or quad tank, and this time it's this has been probably their most used composition if we look at the entirety of Apex right here. The Hoon on the Zarya, Libero on the Diva, and then moving Saya player over onto the Soldier. So, what will LW Blue respond with? I think it's going to be a dive comp.
Probably. You know, on the Athena side of things, Libero has been a pretty good Roadhog, but we really haven't seen like a standout Roadhog player emerge on this team. And I do think that is a problem for these guys. It's something that certainly may have hurt them in the match against Lunatic High.
We knew though in this match and in the Lunatic High match that they were going to be weak against the dive composition, and LW Blue just keying onto that, in spite of the fact that the last time LW Blue played on Route 66, Sabielby basically solo carried on the Roadhog. So could have been an option for sure, but we're not going to see it, at least to start things out.
They have shattered the defensive Athena already. Everybody off the big Earls right away, forced into the gas station now. Kills on both sides, but Sabielby finds one onto Nuss, and he's going to go after the other support too. Chris in big trouble.
Wow,
and
Sabielby did so much work onto the back line, picked up the necessary kills, started things off by getting a kill onto Alpha's Reinhardt, and they are just picked apart. And Athena continues just to respond so poorly. And
yeah, we know where he is. Yep.
Luna right there. Laughing at the mini Diva, who's
Libero hiding on the high ground there.
He can't stop the cart there. And now we're going to leap back in. Very fast time.
Funny that we see Athena go on a 21-match win streak, and then they end up facing the two best dive teams in Korea, and they are on the verge of losing both of those matches now.
Yeah, I think they dodged a lot of bullets getting to where they were.
I mean, not to take anything away from these guys, because they're a great team, but they do have seemingly a glaring weakness to the dive.
Yes, they do.
Yep. As Sabielby is trying to demonstrate against Saya player right now anyway. Gives up, goes for a bit more damage onto Alpha. Certainly helps out. And as fast as Athena took point A and B, LW Blue in good shape to try to do that as well. Sabielby just walked right into that self-destruct. I'm not sure if he was confused there, but we saw it from his camera angle. He was just kind of in the middle of the street looking at it.
Yeah, Hoon also set it up with a really good Graviton Surge, though. Athena coming out strong. And LW Blue, however, going to feel confident seeing the number of ultimates that were used by Meta Athena and the fact that they're going to have 6 ults very soon. So this shouldn't really stall them out too much in streets.
I don't think so. Pulse Bomb absorbed by the Zarya shield. And now the nano boost onto Alpha as he goes in. Transcendence popped intelligently by LW Blue to drop a lot of that damage. Joe does not stop your team from getting earth shattered though. And Alpha may be picking up a big one here. Can't find the kills out of it just yet. Where was the rest of the team? Nobody really followed him in after that one.
I couldn't actually get it, and now the big kill starting to come through. Roar living through a lot of that thanks to the sound barrier and the primal rage. But LW Blue had to use it all. Absolutely everything to defend, especially because you saw the big Earth Shatter come through. Flower cleaning up some people with the Dragon Blade on the side. And now Tac Visor available for Saya player. Just waiting for this team to regroup right now. They can get back onto this cart.
Yeah, they have one last big push they can try to do to stop the cart from getting to point C. Sabiel B's going to block the door with the Pulse Bomb, though. Both Zarya shields used to absorb that, but that means they don't have them for the ensuing fight here.
Comes out a Saya player, and if he's going to be able to get the Tac Visor off, does get Flower to start.
Yeah, removing Flower is a big start.
There goes both
removing
DPS.
both DPS is an even better start.
Sabiel B may not have wanted to run in there with the Tac Visor available. Trying to pick off Luna from a distance, but that'll be challenging as he falls to the low ground instead. Everybody else from LW Blue backing out. So as expected, Meta Athena able to defend.
A good hold so far for Meta Athena. LW Blue setting up for the next push now.
Yeah, this is going to take a little bit more time, I think, for LW Blue. Meta Athena is going to have a self-destruct that they can zone people off with. And with both Sound Barrier and Graviton Surge up soon, unless we see LW Blue get some very fast picks. That might do it, though.
Oh, yeah, Saya player, they dove on him. They took him out early. Good shot calling. There was a sleep dart in there somewhere, but Hoon's got the nano boost now. Doing damage. Did not have a lot of charge, though. And Flower does get the kill onto Chris. So LW Blue continuing to try to push forward here.
That
Nuss goes down as well.
Graviton was so bad, though, from Hoon. He threw it down, but there was just nobody there. Flower got hit up by it temporarily and sucked in, but he just immediately dashed back out. A little bit of desperation, and LW Blue somehow comes away with that one. Really surprising that they were able to do that, but Meta Athena missed a lot of their key abilities.
330 for LW Blue, so only about 30 seconds short of what Meta Athena had. And remember, they don't need to push the payload very far on this third stage here. LW Blue on the verge of winning the third place match.
The Sleep Dart will be woken up immediately, though.
Yeah. Oh, Hoon goes down. That's a good start for LW Blue. They're going to commit to the sound barrier, too, as they go all in on this fight. And Meta Athena losing members very quickly. And Alpha's going to die so late. Oh, man, that hurts so much.
It's so hard to be a Reinhardt in that situation because you just can't do anything at all.
That may be it.
That may be it, though. Sabiel be going to go zone it, and nobody's going to be there except for the Tracer.
Oh, Saya player gets there at the very last second, but is it enough? 0.27 meters to go. Standing between LW Blue and third place in the tournament. They're going to dive in. Meta Athena's got to stay. Yeah, but Flower getting the cleanup with the Dragon Blade. And Sabiel be helping him out. I think that's going to be about it. As soon as they can take down Saya player, they do. LW Blue will win third place here in Apex Season 3, 3-1 over Meta Athena.
And surprising, considering they came in with a substitute tank player, no Jonas, but they made it look pretty easy. I do think that maybe picking Route 66 was a mistake for Meta Athena. They looked good at first, but they just couldn't deliver the goods in the warehouse, and it was pretty
just kind
easy
of ironic, really.
Yeah. That was an unintentional pun.
Couldn't deliver the goods in the warehouse, huh, Monte Cristo?
That's how I say it.
Well, either way, LW Blue didn't make it to the finals, but they did manage to take third place. Quite a step up for them.
And they committed to those dive compositions for a lot of these maps, trying to exploit the weaknesses of Meta Athena that were shown by Lunatic High, and it proved successful. But this is why, I thought LW Blue was the big favorite to win Apex, is because they have such versatility. They switched from their semifinal playing so much Reaper, or Roadhog rather, and playing so much McCree, and then changing it up in this match to going back to Tracer, going back to the Genji. And it's really hard, I think, to prepare against them because they can run a variety of different styles effectively.
Indeed, and disappointing end of the season for Meta Athena, but what a run those guys had, 21-0 until the last two matches in match score. So they may not have made it to the finals, but they certainly stormed into Apex, and they will be a team to watch going forward.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what happens to them because they still have a lot of growth to do.
Yeah.
And hopefully for LW Blue, they will deal with fewer injuries on their team next season, of course, starting with Flower in his wrist. Hopefully he'll get some time off to allow that to heal properly so he can get back to a normal practice regimen. And, of course, Jonas, who with the very sudden collapsed lung, will be recovering throughout the offseason as well.
That's right. Meta Athena is just, I'm just really excited about these guys because it's not even the fact that you look at this team and you're like, well, there's a lot of potential talent there. There's already a lot of developed talent there. And it's talent that's shown they're able to improve pretty rapidly. And I think these guys are going to be really good next season.
Yeah, I do wonder a little bit about Meta Athena, how far outside their comfort zone they can go, because with Libero, they have such ability to adapt to their opponents on a compositional basis. But for the most part, you know, they've got four players that don't do much else besides play Ana, Lucio, Reinhardt for most of the season, I should say, and Zarya. Sure. And I think that even though Libero's great at changing the flavor of your team composition, the core remained very similar. And I think they need to push it to that next level. And if you can combine that with their creativity, that's when you have a championship caliber team.
You've got this good start at least, you know, and now you've got the offseason to work on some of those other hero picks that you want to add in. And, you know, they've said before that, like, they knew they weren't able to take some of these other teams in the league on in a mechanical sense, so they had to do it with strategy, and they did a great job of it, nearly getting to the grand finals here. So, like you said, if they can add a little bit more depth to the hero pool, maybe add on a little bit more mechanical skill to their players, they're going to be good. But today it was all LW Blue, 3-1 for them. They will take third place in OGN Apex Season 2.
And seemingly not struggling as much. We didn't see as many of the poor nano boosts from Luna. Nano boost was generally better tonight. Wasn't great, but generally better. And LW Blue as well. In terms of that ult efficiency, they were much better and more controlled tonight than we had seen them at other points in the playoffs, which is what we saw at IEM Gyeonggi, for example. But even with a substitute player, they managed to make a pretty big improvement.
Yeah. And I wonder where this organization is going forward here, because we already know that LW Red did not make it out of Challengers into the Promotions Super Week. So, you know, another season without Pine, it looks like. So the
damn it, Doa, that is so disappointing.
Continue pining for Pine, I suppose.
I pine for Pine for sure.
Unless they put him onto Blue, who knows? I mean, because this team is very flexible in terms of their roster, it seems like, in the offseason. So we'll see. We'll see.
I don't know, man.
I don't think they need him, really.
Sabielby has done really well recently.
That's the thing, is I don't really see anyone on LW Blue that I would replace with Pine. Keep the guy. Keep the DPS you have.
Pound for pound, LW Blue has an extraordinarily strong roster, and it was just about, I think, getting that teamwork together and getting their communication together, and that should be their main focus. And hopefully they'll be able to do that with this current group of players, because on an individual level, we've seen great things out of all of them.
Well, we've seen a lot of fluctuation in rosters on Korean teams over the first couple seasons here in Apex, but now I feel like we're finally setting on some good squads that, you know, we've got groups that work well together. Now I want to see the development. And now we're going to look forward to our grand finals. Runaway versus Lunatic High. Going to be at the Korea University Tiger Dome, April 8th, 6 p.m. Going to be an awesome, awesome finals. Action-packed with these two teams.
So exciting. And
yeah.
That's a big stadium. It's about 5,000 people, sold out already. So hopefully you guys got tickets if you are going to be in Seoul.
That's right. If not, you can just watch us on the stream as always. We'll be there. We make it to every finals.
It'll be a great match. It's a quarterfinal rematch. Runaway sneaking away with the win. And will Lunatic High be able to accomplish that revenge? They may have been a bit cocky going into the first match in the quarterfinal, but I think they'll be taking Runaway a lot more seriously in their rematch.
You have to. I mean, if you watch that if you watch Runaway's semifinal match, this is a team that can absolutely win the finals. And like we mentioned, we already saw them beat Lunatic High, so we already know they can even beat this team that they're playing against.
And they were smart, too, in the way that they beat Lunatic High. They really appeared to study that dive style. And Lunatic High, they are the masters of the dive composition, not only in Korea, but in the world. They are the masters of that style of play. But when you look at Runaway, they baited them into a lot of traps. They used Torbjorn really well, and they seem to have a lot of unique strategies and plans prepared on the maps available so that they would be able to shut Lunatic High down. So they've been thinking, and I think Runaway has an advantage in terms of their ability to prepare, and Runner really brings that to the team. He may not be the best mechanical Lucio that we've seen, but his shot calling and his ability to execute counter strats to the teams he's facing has been one of the key factors in driving Runaway all the way to the grand final.
Not to mention the ability he has to keep the players' minds in the game, to keep them from tilting. We saw just what a great job he did with some of the members of Runaway during their semifinal match when things look really, really grim. You saw him in the booth getting everybody's spirits up, and it has a huge impact. You know, I feel like he can really help these guys keep their minds in the right place in a big finals like that too.
Yeah, sure. So should be really, really good. Of course, there will not be any more Apex for the next 8 days, guys. We like to give these teams a long time to go ahead and prepare for those grand finals so you get the best match possible, and we can set up a really sick stage. We've already seen it. It's going to look good.
It is a good stage. I'm excited about that one. Yeah, I'm excited about everything with it. Can't help it. It's exciting. Yeah. Well, that's I guess that's that. Our Greencasters want to have a long wrap-up today.
Yeah, they
As they tend to do. It's true. We're done. We're efficient.
Well, we're efficient here on the English stream.
That's right. Our alt economy is fantastic. We're going to save.
We don't use more words than we have to.
We, didn't use a lot today. We want to save stuff for the finals.
That's right. That's where we use all of our alts.
That's right.
Once.
That's right. All the cooldowns are blown. Drop all the alts. That's right.
See, the Korean casters are just using all their ults right now.
I know, that's right. They're just going as soon as it's up, bam. If you look at that ult usage statistic, we hold on to ours until the right time.
The perfect time, really.
As soon as it's up,
we're the Lunatic High of casters.
That's right. That's right.
Statistically speaking.
It's a good one. I'll beat Jay home.
Okay.
Thanks for watching, guys. Third place match. We'll see you at the grand finals in just a little bit. Runaway versus Lunatic High, going to be awesome. For now, Dua and Monte Cristo from the studio here in Seoul, South Korea. See you at the finals.